ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। अष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवति उत्तमश्लोके भक्ति भवति नैष्ठिकी. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter 4, canto 3, text number 33. Viduropyauddhava shrutva Krishnasya paramatmanaha क्रीडयोत्पात्त देहस्य कर्माणि श्लाघितानि च. Vidur also heard from Uddhav about the appearance and disappearance of Lord Krishna, the super soul, in the mortal world, which is a subject matter sought after with great perseverance by the great sages. The subject matter of the appearance and disappearance of the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna is a mystery even for the great sages. The Lord Paramatmana, the word Paramatmana is significant in this verse. An ordinary living being is generally called Atma. Lord Krishna is never an ordinary living being because he is Paramatma, the super soul. Yet his appearance is one of the human beings, and his disappearance again from the mortal world are subject matters for the research workers who execute research work with a great perseverance. Such subject matters are certainly of increasing interest because the researchers have to search out the transcendental abode of the Lord, which he enters after finishing his pastime in the mortal world. But even the great sages have no information that beyond the material sky is spiritual sky, where Sri Krishna eternally resides with his associates. Although at the same time he exhibits his pastimes in the mortal world in all the universes one after another. This fact is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita. Golokayeva nivasati akhilatma bhuto. The Lord, by his inconceivable potency, resides in his eternal abode Goloka. Yet, at the same time, as the super soul, he is present everywhere, in both the spiritual and material sky. By his present everywhere, in both the spiritual and material sky by his multi varieties of manifestation. Therefore, his appearance and disappearance are simultaneously going on, and no one can say definitely which of them is the beginning and which is the end. His eternal pastimes have a no beginning or end, and one has to learn of them from the pure devotee only and not waste valuable time in so called research work. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम् वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवाञ्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सगण रघुनाथन्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितां च In Chaitanya Charitamrita, it is said, Vaishnavera Kriyamudra Vigyana Vijay. To understand the activities of Vaishnava is very difficult to understand. If it is so with a human being, then what to speak of the Lord? How to understand His activities, especially His appearance and disappearance from this world. In Bhagavad Gita, Lord says that Janma karma cha me divyam. My birth and my activities are transcendental. And our senses are so blunt that even the subject matter of this material world, which are under control of the modes of material nature, are not able to make understood by us. We are not able to conceive them properly. Still, these things are under research. People are working hard on that. Simple example, the medical theories. In 1960s, what was the dangerous limits for the blood sugar? Do you remember? Doctor Saab? 70. That was the highest. And nowadays? Huh? 300. Are you sure?
They say over 99 is serious, but even here, there's no type of 50 to 9900 is considered a normal person. But there are people who's at 250 to 300 is normal. Over 9 millions, they have 300 and it's normal.
They were not having concept about that even that time, in late 60s or 70s. Since the drug industry came into the picture, then rather than the doctors, the marketing people started putting down these limits. First they put it like 100. Then they saw none of the people. So first they put it at actually 400. They saw nobody is sick like that. So then they came down. They started with 350. Then still they saw maybe 5% of people they are there. So when they lowered down to 240, 85% of the people got a sugar. And their cells of medicine started growing up. Same thing with the cholesterol. So things in this material which is related with your body are still under research. Then what to speak of the activities of the Lord which are transcendental? How you can understand them? Forget about the human beings. It is said here, even sages, the great sages, for them also this subject matter is for the research. Kavayo name vidu suraganaha prabhavam na maharshaya aham adihi devanam maharshinam sarvashaha. Maharshi means great sages. And even demigods, for them it is not possible to understand the glories of the Lord. Even sometimes they get confused to understand the pastimes of the Lord. Not sometimes, all the time they are confused actually. And demigods especially, they are too much. And next month we are going to celebrate that occasion. When the king of the demigods got bewildered, he never understood the position of the Lord. Who himself came, prayed when he was in the womb, and when he came and started performing activities, he forgot who is he. He started abusing him. Can you imagine? You are inviting a guest and ignorantly you are abusing him. What that's the social etiquette? Huh? To call someone at your home and just abuse him. Forget. Try to kill his people who really loves him. This is all nonsense thing even done by the king of demigods with the Krishna. He became totally ignorant of the position of Krishna. Then what to speak of us? Who we are in that regard? Yam Brahma Vedanta Vido Vadanti Pare Pramanam Purusham Vishwadagate Ishwaram. Who is that person? The great personalities like a Brahma and the people who knows the Ved and Vedanta, who consider him Pare Pradhanam Purusha, who is beyond this Pradhan, beyond the Mahat Tattva. So Krishna Tattva is not that easy to understand. It's very complicated. Because to understand Krishna, you need to have devotion for him, and which is very rarely attained, very rarely achievable. Even though everyone can develop that, but you have to undergo so much and so many things because you need to get rid of this material world, each and everything of this material world. Then only, as explained in the 14th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, where Krishna says, the most important thing through which one can understand him is bhakti. And what sort of a bhakti? Avyabhicharini. What is this avyabhicharini bhakti? Hmm? अव्यभिचारिणी भक्ति क्या है प्रभु? हाँ, अन्य अभिलाषिता शून्य ज्ञान कर्मादि अनावृतम अनुकूलेन कृष्णानुशीलनम भक्तिरुत्तमा. What is the उत्तम भक्ति? सर्व संकल्प वर्जितः. That's the quality that Lord has explained in the 4th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. Dvandvatita, who is beyond the dualities of material world. And yadrucha labha santushtaha, who is satisfied with the things whatever he gets. Vimatsaraha, non-envious. So when person becomes like this, then he becomes qualified to understand the Lord. Otherwise, with our material intelligence, if someone wants to understand their Lordship, then it will be become just a subject for the research, and they will waste their whole life, but they will not understand anything. That's why Prabhupada says, the appearance and disappearance of the Lord are simultaneously going on, and no one can say definitely which of them is the beginning and which is the end. His eternal pastimes have a no beginning or an end, and one has to learn of them from the pure devotees only. And not waste valuable time in so-called research work. वेद अनंते बोलिला अर्थ हितुकाच साधिला. The Vedas, they have said and spoke so many things. Through Vedas, you can't understand him. Vedeshu durlabha. It's difficult to understand the Lord by studying the Vedic scriptures. Why? Because you will see so many contradictions in that. As he says, Ajopi sanavya bhutanam ishwaropi san. Even he is Aja. If it is Aja, then why he takes birth? How you can understand that? At one place you say that he is Aja, and second place you celebrate Janmashtami. What is that? So the Vedic texts, they contradictory to each other. And that's why it is necessary to understand them from the pure devotees or acharyas, because they know the context, in which context what should be and how it should be understood. Like there is one verse. Says, केशवम पतितम दृष्ट्वा पांडवम हर्ष निर्भरा कौरवम रुदति चैव हा केशव हा केशव. What you can understand from this story? That comes in Mahabharata actually. So Keshava means uh, Krishna. Uh, no, who has a curly hairs. That is Keshava. Keshavam patitam drishtva. It is in a plain Sanskrit. If someone wants to understand, he can understand that when they saw Keshava fall down, Pandavam harsha nirvara. Pandavas were very much happy. They delighted. Huh? Rudati Kauravam Tatra. But what happened? Kauravas, when they saw, they started crying. Oh Keshava, what has happened? It seems to be contradictory. No? The Kauravas, they were deadly against to Pandavas, and Krishna was too attached to Pandavas. So when Krishna fell down, who lamented? Kauravas. And who rejoiced? Pandavas. That was the meaning of this verse. But if you try to study this verse grammatically, it's totally different than what outwardly you can get the meaning. K, in one sense, K means horse, and Shava means dead body. When the dead body of a horse fallen into the water, Pandava, Pa means water, Anda means eggs, and Va means who takes birth. So who are they? Fish. When fishes, they saw that the horse dead body was fallen in the water, they became happy because now they can eat that. But who lamented for that? Kaurava. Crows are known as the Kauravas. And who were lamenting? Crows were lamenting. Ha Keshava, Ha Keshava. Why? Because they are not able to eat which is there in the water. Can they? No. That's why the Vedic text, to understand it directly, is not possible. You need to have pure devotees to understand. Like the famous conversation between the Acharya from Mayavad Sampradaya, who used to be the teacher for Ramanujacharya in his early childhood. In his Gurukul, he was learning Upanishadic text. So there, he was explaining one particular verse from Upanishads, Kapyasava Ikshinaha. That Param Tattva has eyes red like a ass of monkey. When Ramanujacharya heard it, he said, what confusion. How that Paramatattva will be having the eyes red like a monkey ass? What sort of comparison is this? Then he asked how it comes. He said, Kapi asa itihi. That is Kapyas. Means, Kapi means monkey. And asa means his. But Ramanuja started crying. He said, what a heinous thing that person can interpret on this. He said, that's not the meaning. Then he asked, okay, so let us know what is the meaning. If you know really, What is that? Then Ramanujacharya said, okay, here I am going to explain you. He gave an interpretation. He said, Kapyasa means Kaha Pi Asa. The one who drinks the water and flourishes. What is that? Lotus flower. So, Tat Purusha Kapyasa Akshinaha. That Purna Purushottama has eyes like blossomed red rose, a red lotus. So there's a gulf of difference. So if someone knows Sanskrit, someone reads it, that does not mean he will understand that. To understand Sanskrit, you need to study grammar for minimum 12 years just to understand its grammar. Forget about to derive the meaning out of that. But Vedic text and the purpose of the Vedic text can be understood by the mercy of Vaishnava. For that, no need to go through the scrutinizing study of a Vedic grammar or Sanskrit grammar. No need for that. What is needed to understand the Vedic text is faith in the spiritual master. Because Vedic knowledge is revealed in your heart by the Lord. It's not that we have seen a people, they have done their PhDs in Bhagavad, but if you ask them about Krishna, they say, what? Krishna is just an ordinary person. He was a Gwala. People, they are still having a doubt whether he is a son of Vasudeva or Devaki or Yashoda or Ananda. It's a bit confusing. Now, what the hell the PhD you got it in? What's the use of that scholarship? You don't know. After reading Bhagavatam, that who is who? So by the mundane scholarship and mundane interpretation, you can't understand their lordship. Tevsham evanukam partham nashayami aham ajnana ajam tanaha nashayami atmabhavasto jnana deepena bhasvata. He says, he, if he feels compassionate toward them, then to destroy the ignorance or the darkness of ignorance in their heart, Lord enlightens the lamp of knowledge in their heart. So it's by the mercy of Lord you can understand the Vedic text. Otherwise you may read, you may sing, but no revelation in the heart. You will not understand what it is. It will create just confusion in your heart. Nothing else. And that's why Lord says, Na jnanena. You can't understand Him through knowledge. Because ultimately knowledge in this material world perceived by the material senses. And material senses are blunt. Again, I'm coming to the same point which I started with. And that's why Lord is known as a Adhokshaja, Adhakrita Akshaja Jnanaha, which can be perceived through these blunt senses. And to understand Him, what you need is compassion, His mercy. That comes through His own pure devotees. Through their mercy, it becomes easy to understand their Lordship. Otherwise, not. able to do that. Once Shyam Sundar Prabhu, Prabhupada's disciple, we asked him long back when, 20, maybe some 20 years back when he came to India after departure of Prabhupada. We asked him, what was that attracted all of you towards Krishna? Did you really know that time what is Krishna? He said simply, for us, Krishna is Prabhupada's God. And Prabhupada is so generous, compassionate, so he must be like that. That was their understanding about Krishna. And that was enough for them to dedicate their life. They said, we never understood what he said. It was very tough for us. But we knew Krishna, that black boy, is the God of Prabhupada. And Prabhupada is such a compassionate and generous person. So he must be like that. After when they started hearing continuously Prabhupada, then they realized who is what. And you can see the miracles. Look at the pictures that all they have painted. The people who don't know what is Krishna, what is Rama, what to eat, huh? Whom to eat, how to eat. These people, they have drawn all these pictures. Who revealed them all these things? Do you think they did it by their own endeavor? After Prabhupada, they tried. Nobody is able to do that again. Why? Because that was revealed by the pure devotee of the Lord. Who God is, what He is, how He is. Look at this picture. The details, intricate details that they have shown in this picture. Do you think that's a human task or human endeavor or human skills that they have used in that? I asked someone to make a copy of this, but that same attraction is not there. Especially the eyes, look at them. It's a rare combinations of fear and compassion. Furious compassion. Can you imagine? What is that? Here is the person has become ferocious to someone, and at the same time he's showing his compassion to someone in one picture itself. How's that? Because Lord, He Himself is Agatita Ghatana Patiyasi, who is expert in getting the things which are not able to happen so easily. And He does it very easily. That's His expertise. And to understand that person, that's not the capacity of our human senses. That's not the capacity of our blunt senses to understand this transcendental knowledge about them. So better way is to Mahajano yena gatasapantha. Just follow the footsteps of Mahajanas. Try to understand what and how they have achieved in their life by taking shelter of their Lordship and His instruction. And here we can see Uddhava has taken the instructions of the Lord as Lord Himself. So there is no difference between Lord and His instruction. And that's why he went to the Himalayas, especially in Badrikashram. He sat there and he started contemplating what he has heard from the Lord. And thus he started associating with the Lord. So this whole chapter actually, especially this conversation between Vidur and Uddhavji, that reveals us that associating with the Lord personally means following His instructions. Because Lord is non-different from His own instruction. So once when you take that thing seriously, then Everything is achievable for you. Being staying in this material world. Nikhilashva abhyavasthasho jivan muktasya uchyate. How? Karmana manasa gira. If you engage yourself with your mind, with your tongue, and with your activities, with your bodies. Yayasya Harer Dasya. If you accept that Harer Dasya is servitorship for the Lord, Nikhilashva Avasthasu Jivan Mukta Savshuti. Even though you are in this material world, you will attain the liberation. And that's what Prabhupada says in the last line. One has to learn from the pure devotee only and not waste valuable time in so-called research work. Hare Krishna. Good morning. क्या था आज का टॉपिक? कौन सा वाला? अच्छा, पांडव जो पानी में अंडे में जन्म लेते हैं वो कौन है? उनको कहा जाता है मछली, पांडव। केशवम पतितम दृष्ट्वा पांडवम हर्ष निर्भर। के शव, के मीन्स के यानी घोड़ा। घोड़े का शव जब पानी में गिरा तो मछलियों को आनंद हुआ। और रो कौन रहा था फिर? कौरव रुदति चैव, जो कौरव करते हैं, काव 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 करते हैं। कौन करता है? कौवा। तो उनको वो बुरा लगा, अरे यार अभी पानी में गिरा, हम कैसे खाएंगे? तो वो रोने लगे। वैदिक श्लोकों का यथोचित अर्थ अगर प्राप्त करना है तो उसे आचार्यों के द्वारा ही समझना पड़ेगा। नहीं तो फिर ये श्लोक को देख के हम सोचेंगे यार केशव गिर गए और पांडव खुश हो गए और कौरव रोने लगे। हाँ? इसलिए वैदिक शब्दों को, वैदिक शास्त्रों को अगर हमें समझना है तो आचार्यों के द्वारा ही उसको समझना आवश्यक। अन्यथा नेति न इति न इति न इति, ये नहीं है, ये नहीं है, ये नहीं है, उपनिषद चिल्ला चिल्ला के बताते हैं। न इति न इति न इति, नेति नेति न इति। ठीक है? हाँ, होता है ना? नहीं हुआ क्या? कभी आपने कोई फेस्टिवल बनाया? चलो आज कृष्ण का तिरुभाव तिथि मनाते हैं करके मनाए? अरे पंडित जी रुलाओगे हमको अभी। वही तो सारा बताया गया है तात्पर्य में कि उनका जन्म और उनका अप्रकट होना ये समझना उतना आसान नहीं है। बड़े बड़े ऋषि वगन अपना सर फोड़ रहे समझने के लिए, लेकिन कोई समझ नहीं पा रहा है। जब तक उनके भक्त इस भौतिक जगत में है तब तक वो इस भौतिक जगत में आना बंद ही नहीं करेंगे, क्योंकि वो स्वयं कहते हैं कि जहां मेरे भक्त गाते रहते वहां पे मैं रहता ही रहता हूं। हाँ, इसके पीछे एक उदाहरण दिया गया है, अगर किसी को याद होगा, कि जैसे सूरज उगता है और ढल जाता है, वो हमें लगता है कि वो उग रहा है और ढल रहा है, लेकिन वास्तव में वैसा हो रहा है क्या? सूर्य तो अपनी कक्षा में घूम रहा है, हमारी स्थिति जो है वो बदल रही है। उस बदलती हुई स्थिति के कारण हमें लगता है कि सूरज उग रहा है, सूरज ढल रहा है। ये हमारी ज्ञान प्राप्त करने की जो स्थिति है उसके कारण लग रहा है। तो ऐसी ज्ञान प्राप्ति की स्थिति में तो भगवान जन्म लेते और मरते ऐसे हमें लगता है, लेकिन वो कभी वैसे होते नहीं। सच्चिद आनंद कहा गया है, जो सत है, जो शाश्वत है, वो कैसे जन्म लेगा और मरेगा? नहीं ना।
इसलिए तो द्वारका में जो भगवान का स्थान है ना, भगवान का मृत्यु हो गया
प्रभास क्षेत्र।
प्रभाव से वहाँ पे लिखा हुआ था। और उस समय लोकनाथ स्वामी महाराज की पदयात्रा चालू हुई। तो महाराज ने देखा तो वो बोर्ड देखा तो भगवान मर गए ऐसे, तो तुरंत वो बोर्ड को हटा दिया, फिर नया बोर्ड वहाँ पे लगा। भगवान अपने धाम चले गए।
करके कहाँ गए? लीला ही की उन्होंने, जाने की।
एक बार मदन भगवान को बता रहे थे कि जब भगवान धरती से जा रहे थे तो ऊपर स्वर्ग गए, फिर मतलब लोग तो सब लोग वेट कर रहे थे कि भगवान जाते जाते हमारे आ, लोक में आएंगे, स्वर्ग में आएंगे, देखेंगे। इंद्र सोचता है पूरा साफ सफाई करो, भगवान आएंगे देखने के लिए। तो सब लोग आतुर थे कि भगवान को देखने के लिए, भगवान हमारे धाम में आएंगे सब लोग। तो भगवान का इतना स्पीड था कि बता रहे थे मुझे कि हमारे जो पलके हैं ऐसे होते तो भगवान सीधा धाम चले जाते। तो सब कोई नहीं जाता, भगवान देवी देवता के जाते हैं स्वर्ग में नहीं जाते हैं, ना ब्रह्मांड के पास जाते हैं, सीधा वो अपने धाम चले
गोलोक येव निवसति अखिलात्म पुत्र। भगवान गोलोक में नित्य रहते हुए भी हर जगह पे स्थित है। बस हमारी दृष्टि है और हमारी सोच है, हमें लगता है क्या रे उनकी अभी लीला खत्म हो गई, कभी खत्म नहीं होती, चलती रहती है। सूरज जैसे लगता है हमें कि अभी ढल गया है, वो ढला नहीं, वो कहीं और उग गया है, ऊपर आ गया है वहां, है ना। तिरुभाव तिथि मनाएंगे नहीं, गए ही नहीं तो मनाएंगे कहां से? देखो जन्माष्टमी का सारा वर्णन किया है, कौन सी तिथि थी, किस समय पे, वैसा इसका नहीं किया है कि ये तिथि में उन्होंने शरीर छोड़ा। लिखा है कहीं पे? पंडित जी पढ़ा है कहीं? सुना है किसी से?
इसका भी नहीं दिया जब भगवान चले गए,
वही तो ना।
सब चले गए।
देखा है उसने कैसे चलेंगे, देखा है
कैसे गेलेंगे, कौन सी दिन गए का लिखा
कौन सी दिन में नहीं देखा है, कैसे
जनरली सारे वैष्णवों की हम आविर्भाव और तिरुभाव तिथि मना लेते हैं, क्योंकि हमें मालूम रहता है कि ये तिथि को हो गए।
पांडव भी स्वर्ग चले गए, कैसे गए वो पूरा जमराज लेके चले जाते।
दूसरा चीज भी है
क्या हो?
ना, ज्ञानी सारा भगवान से ज्ञान लेने के बाद सीधा जाके बद्रिकाश्रम में भगवान से ही चर्चा करने लगे तो जीव को कैसे होता है? इन्होंने हो गया ना, भगवान से जब ज्ञान प्राप्त
नहीं,
हो गया
आप
उद्धव
इसके पीछे का अगर श्लोक पढ़ोगे ना, उसके तात्पर्य में प्रभुपाद बताते हैं कि वे जाके उन ऋषियों के साथ डिस्कस कर रहे थे जो भगवत भावना का प्रचार करते हैं, उन लोगों को उन्होंने ये ज्ञान पहुंचाया। क्यों गए? हमने पढ़ा ना कि विदुर जी क्यों, उद्धव जी वहां पे क्यों गए, उसका कारण क्या?
पड़ा कि ऋषि मुनि वहाँ थे, सब तीनों लोगों के ऋषि मुनि वहाँ थे। मेरा कहने का मतलब क्या है कि ये ज्ञान सब होने के बाद वो पूरा संसार घूम के प्रचार करे होते तो सबको वो होता है ना।
भगवान ने उनको आदेश दिया था ना कि आपको वहीं जाना है
वहीं
करके।
जाना पड़ता है। ये थोड़ा ये थोड़ा ये विदुर जी भी ऐसे ही है, ज्ञान प्राप्त हो गया धृतराष्ट्र
विदुर विदुर का तो बहुत दूर हो गया, भगवान अभी 500 साल पूर्व आ गए। हाँ, कितने साल लीला की चैतन्य महाप्रभु, क्या और भी थोड़े समय रहते तो पूरा भारत के पूरा विश्व प्रचार हो जाता। कम समय में क्यों चले गए?
नेक्स्ट टाइम पूछेंगे जब मिलेंगे।
भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर फिर प्रभुपाद को दे दिया कार्य।
निमित्त मात्र भव सव्य साची, करते हो तुम कन्हैया, बस नाम मेरा हो रहा। बी द इंस्ट्रूमेंट। आपके पैर कौन पकड़ेगा फिर? सब वही करेंगे तो चाहिए ना।
एक बार मैं सुनता था इच्छा, क्योंकि ये चैतन्य महाप्रभु की इच्छा थी कि पूरे विश्व में कृष्ण भावना का प्रचार है। तो उनकी इच्छा पूरे करने के बाद षड गोस्वामी आ गए। षड गोस्वामी के बाद फिर भक्तिविनोद ठाकुर, फिर भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर की इच्छा थी बहुत कि विदेश में जाके प्रचार करें। कई सन्यासी आ गए, उनका पतन हो गया, फिर फेल हो गया। फिर लेकिन प्रभुपाद को एक कार्य सौंपा, प्रभुपाद जी आगे उनकी इच्छा कि ये इच्छा पूरा करने के लिए भगवान ने, और वही इच्छा गुरु शिष्य परंपरा द्वारा इस कृष्ण महामंत्र का
हर एक के जीवन के पीछे उद्देश्य है, हालांकि उसको मालूम ना हो, लेकिन जो जानते हैं वो उसको मार्गदर्शन करते हैं। इसलिए तो गुरु जीवन में आवश्यक है, क्योंकि हमारी चीजें हमें नहीं मालूम होती, वे बताते हैं कि तेरी कैपेसिटी क्या है, तेरी क्षमता क्या है, तेरा बल क्या है, कितना दौर तक, कितना दूर तक तू दौड़ सकता है। क्योंकि हम इतने अंधकार में है इस भौतिक जगत में आने के पश्चात, आते ही माया के द्वारा आवृत हो जाते हैं, मैं, मेरा और मुझे। उसमें फंसने के बाद उससे बाहर निकालकर उसकी जो स्वाभाविक बल है, जो उसका सामर्थ्य है, वो दिखाने का कार्य गुरु ही करते हैं। और हर एक जीव को भगवत सेवा में लगाकर उसका प्यूरिफिकेशन, उसकी जो शुद्धता है वो भी बढ़ाते हैं। नहीं तो क्या, इच्छानुरूप यस्य चेष्टते सा, भगवान की इच्छा अनुरूप माया इस भगवती जगत में कार्य कर रही है, तो उनकी इच्छा से सारा हो रहा है। वो इच्छा करेंगे तो क्या सारे भक्त नहीं बन सकते? बार बार अलग अलग रूप, अलग अलग भक्त भेजने या आने की जरूरत नहीं है भगवान को। बट एक बहुत प्रेम पूर्ण पिता होने के कारण वे किसी को जबरदस्ती नहीं करना चाहते। तुमको अच्छा लगता है कर भाई, फोर्स नहीं, किसी भी प्रकार का रोक धोक नहीं है। लेकिन उनसे भी दयालु उनके भक्त रहते हैं। कई बार हाथ में डंडा भी लेके आ जाते हैं सिखाने के लिए, और कई बार चरणों में गिर के भी सिखा देते हैं। नित्यानंद प्रभु देखो, सोनार पर्वत ऐसे धुले ते मिला, हाँ, इतना सुंदर विग्रह उनका, लेकिन हरि नाम लोगों को देने के लिए लोगों के चरणों में लोट पलट हो जाते थे कि भैया ले, पैर पकड़ के बोलते थे कि ले। साक्षात महाप्रभु, क्या जरूरत है भगवान को हर एक के दरवाजे में जाके बोलने के, रास्ते पे जाके तो उनको बनाने की? क्योंकि उनका प्रेम है वो भगवान के।
उस वजह से कहा कि श्रद्धावान जन है, श्रद्धावान लोगों को ही परिणाम देते हैं।
श्रद्धावान लोगों को ही मिलेगा ना, जिसके पास है ही नहीं उसको कैसे देंगे? वो बंदर के हाथ में हीरा दोगे तो वो क्या करेगा? वो थोड़ी संभाल के रखेगा, वो फेंक देगा कहीं, क्योंकि उसको उसकी वैल्यू नहीं है।
मैं सोच रहा था एक दिन आरती करते समय, उस समय भगवान साहब मसाल लेके चलते थे, रात में तो जला के प्रचार करना चाहते। तो आजकल तो मसाल लेके प्रचार करना तो जरूरत नहीं पड़ रहा है, इजी है लगता है तो उससे, उस समय के हिसाब से अभी इजी लगता है।
ज्यादा कॉम्प्लिकेटेड हो गया एक्चुअली, ज्यादा कॉम्प्लिकेटेड हो गया, क्योंकि इतने झगमगाहट में भी आदमी अंधा हो जाता है, मालूम है ना?
हाँ, वो तो
जब ल्यूमिनिसिटी बढ़ जाती है प्रकाश की, तो सारी चीजें हमें दिखाई नहीं देती। तो आज का जो चकाचौंध करने वाला ना आदमी, इस चकाचौंध में पूरा अंधा हो गया, वो नहीं जान पा रहा है कि हमारे लिए क्या है।
ना, मैं सोच रहा था कि आजकल तो कोई भी हरिनाम करने वाला रात में मसाल लेके घूम नहीं रहा है, इतना इजी ये लगता है मेरे को, क्योंकि उन्हें जरूरत नहीं पड़ रहा है ना। दिन में ले करके भी नहीं लेते हैं, उस समय दिन में सब काम कर रहे होते, तो रात को जाके भी प्रचार करते थे ना, मसाल वसाल करके अच्छा लगता है। थोड़ा उसको झांकी देखना था कैसे हो गया वहाँ पे।
तो उस समय अद्वैत आचार्य ये सब लोग चिल्ला रहे थे कृष्ण कृष्ण रात भर, दिन रात चिल्लाते थे। बाकी के लोग जो पंडे थे जो वहाँ वो बोलते थे कि ये लोगों को खाने के लिए नहीं मिलता इसलिए चिल्लाते रहते हैं।
डाउन डाउन में ऐसे करते हैं और ऐसे बोलते हैं।
क्या?
अभी डाउन डाउन में ऐसे कर बोलते हैं। अब वही चाहते तो वही वो साउंड देके कीर्तन नाम कीर्तन अभी तो उसका बोला ही नहीं था।
श्रीमद् भागवतम की